I'm Kevin Watler, and this is your CMR Daily Buzz. Governor Martin Roper said he was shocked by the news of the conduct of Speaker Mkiva Bush at a Caribbean Tourism Organization function last week. The governor said in a statement, "Like so many others in the community, I was shocked to see social media and press reports concerning the conduct of Speaker Bush at a regional gathering of tourism ministers and officials. These matters are currently the subject of a police investigation. I will therefore not comment further about these allegations." Mr. Roper said, "In the circumstances, it is right that Mr. Bush resigns from his role as Speaker of Parliament, as he has confirmed to the Premier and to the press. I had urged him to do so in private correspondence." Meanwhile, Alric Lindsay, who ran as an independent candidate in the last general election, has made it clear he has no interest in becoming the next Speaker of Parliament. A rumor has been swirling that Lindsay is to become the next Speaker. The Department of Education Services has announced that students from the Lighthouse School have sat and passed the Level 1 City and Guilds examinations for the 6th consecutive year. Director Mark Ray said he would like to congratulate each student, their parents, and teachers on this remarkable achievement and look forward to the students' continued success in their future endeavors. The National Trust for the Cayman Islands has announced that Frank Rolston will take over from Anek Jackman as Executive Director. Mr. Rolston previously served as General Manager, joining just a few days before the arrival of Hurricane Ivan in September 2004, basically starting from scratch with no offices and only a receptionist employee. At the end of his 4.5 years tenure, the National Trust was financially stable with a functioning staff of 7, a modern office, several new historic sites, and hundreds of acres of newly protected environmental properties under the organization's name.
Stormwatch 2022 is brought to you by Home Gas, your propane experts before, during, and after the storm.
As Hurricane Fiona heads for Bermuda, we now focus on a threat that may impact us here in the Cayman Islands. On Tuesday morning, the National Hurricane Center upped the odds for a tropical wave becoming the next named storm before the end of the week. This system is forecast to enter the Caribbean Sea and head in the direction of Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. This is a system to closely monitor. It's too early to know what exactly it will do. However, some long-range models predict that it will develop into a storm or hurricane and impact our area. However, again, it's really too early to know what will happen, so it's important to be storm ready, Cayman. Take the next few days getting ready, so if it does impact us, you're better prepared. Elsewhere, it's pretty busy out in the Atlantic as we still have Fiona that's now heading for Bermuda as a major hurricane. There's also a system that won't bother anyone. It's hanging out there in the Atlantic and what many call a fish storm. And there's another system that's just now coming off of Africa that isn't expected to develop over the next few days, but we'll watch it to see what happens over the next week or so. Now for your CMR weather update, it's brought to you by WG Charters. Sunrise at 6:14, scattered thunderstorms expected. The day heats up to the high 80s, but it will feel hotter than that when the high temperature is at 86 degrees Fahrenheit and the humidity is at 74% like the forecast calls for. It will feel around 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The winds north at 5 to 10 miles per hour and the sun sets at 6:22. At nighttime, the temperature falls to the low 80s. Looking forward, a typical summer pattern of hot days and warm nights with scattered showers is expected. CMR weather updates are brought to you by WG Charters. They offer private boat trips for a great price, so we encourage you to support them. Now for some regional and international news. A 31-year-old Jamaican man has been arrested and charged in Florida for traveling to have sex with a minor, according to a news release from the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. It was disclosed that the investigation started in August when Tajay Samuels messaged an undercover agent pretending to be a 14-year-old girl. Samuels planned to meet with the undercover agent, according to the department, after emailing inappropriate images of himself. He traveled to Pensacola, believing he was meeting up with a young girl, and then was charged. Jamaica is being represented at the 3-day Tourism Expo Japan 2022 trade show that begins on Thursday by Tourism Minister Edmund Barlett. According to a statement from the Ministry of Tourism, he will use the occasion to seek and facilitate crucial discussions as part of efforts to tap into the Asian market. U.S. President Joe Biden has declared the COVID-19 pandemic over in the United States. President Biden said there is still a lot of work to do, but the pandemic is over. Statistics show that over 400 Americans on average are dying from the virus each day. The head of the World Health Organization said last week that the end of the pandemic was in sight. That's it for now on the Daily Buzz. Thank you for joining me. Please stay safe and God bless.